Jack Van Devender, storekeeper first class, E6. The primary purpose for the Harwood being over in Vietnam was gunfire support, and then plane guard duty for carriers, and during a period, and then interdicting enemy shipping coming from North Vietnam down to South Vietnam. And there was a period in I think it was May, June, seemed like it was June of 1968, we were operating off an area called Cape Lay off North Vietnam. And we were firing at a target about 5 miles inland, and we were moving quite slow, and we have ACM gear, which is it's a technical type of electronic equipment. When we come under radar, we can tell we're under radar, and we know we're getting ready to be fired at. But we were moving kind of slow, and the captain was trying to be as accurate as he could with his 5-inch gunfire, and he was firing at a target, and then all of a sudden, but we were moving at a speed so slow that apparently the Viet Cong knew that if they turned on their radar and they locked onto us radar-wise, our gear would pick up the radar and we could return fire at them, or we could make ourselves look like we were someplace we really weren't by the radar system defense mechanisms that we had. And so we all of a sudden became under fire, and we received about 32 rounds of 5 to 8 inch gunfire, and one of them hit Mount 52, which was the after mount on the ship. We had Mount 51, which was firing at the time, Mount 52 on the rear of the ship, or the fantail, which was actually under repair. And we had two gunner's mates. First class Victor Vichlaw was doing maintenance on the hydraulic system of the gun mount, and thank goodness, because there's normally about 7 to 10 people in that mount, was not firing, and the round exploded above the mount, and there were 2 people injured, one of them badly, and so that's the experience that we were talking about as far as the damage that was received by the Harwood. We were actually able to continue our deployment without any. We just couldn't use Mount 52 until we went into Kaohsiung, Taiwan for repairs. But we actually were able to do the necessary repair work to get that mount back in shape, and when we went back to sea from Kaohsiung, Taiwan, Mount 52 was completely operational. One of the seamen that were working on the gun mount, we never saw again. We know he was badly injured. He was okay, and but we never saw him. He never came back aboard. But Vichlaw, first class gunner's mate Vichlaw, came back aboard, and I think he ended up receiving the Bronze Star and Purple Heart for his work at the time. And so we went back to work, and like I was saying, one of the primary reasons we were there was gunfire support, and we were hit during that gunfire support. But during our 9-month deployment, we fired over 10,000 rounds at the enemy, and then the other jobs that we did were interdicting enemy shipping, and then we also plane guarded, which is we would follow in behind aircraft carriers while they were launching missions over North Vietnam, and as those planes returned, sometimes they would come back damaged, and if they did not catch their arresting gear on the carriers when they came into land, they went into the drink, and then the destroyers running along behind them at about 25-30 knots, we could pick the pilot up out of the water real quickly, and so that was why we were there. But that was one of the other missions that we did, was plane guarding. So those were the 3 primary things we did while we were over there.